The movie begins with high-stakes chaos as a criminal known as TikTok detonates a time bomb that freezes several OSS operatives in their tracks. A fierce spy named Marissa, even while heavily pregnant, refuses to stand down. She races through the streets, tracking the villain despite the mounting pain of contractions. She calls her husband Wilbur in a breathless panic, urging him to meet her at the hospital because their baby is coming right now. Yet she pushes forward, ambushing TikTok's men in a brutal fight, taking them all down just as backup arrives. With the villain finally in cuffs, Marissa hands her badge to her boss, Danger, declaring she's quitting for good to focus on her family. He pleads with her to stay and to tell her loved ones the truth about her double life, but she steps into the ambulance and whispers that they never have to know. At the hospital, Wilbur waits anxiously with his children from a previous marriage, Rebecca and Cecil. The kids play nearby while Wilbur excitedly talks about his new idea for a TV show where he hunts real spies. Rebecca cheekily asks where he'll even find a spy to catch, right as Marissa is wheeled in on a stretcher. The stepkids roll their eyes, convinced she's always late to everything important, but Marissa flashes a tired smile and says she's simply lost track of time. Moments later, she's rushed into the delivery room. 1 year later, the family has welcomed a beautiful baby girl. Wilbur's spy hunting show is now on air, and life seems almost normal. Before heading to work, he reminds Rebecca and Cecil to behave at school and look after their strange, motionless dog Argonaut. Meanwhile, at OSS headquarters, Danger receives urgent alerts. Time itself is accelerating wildly across the globe. He mutters that it must involve the long-dormant Armageddon device, a machine capable of stopping time forever or triggering the end of everything. That evening, Wilbur returns home to his growing family. While he chats happily with Marissa about their newborn, Rebecca quietly slips away from the dinner table, visibly upset. Cecil follows her to their room where she vents her frustration. Ever since Marissa entered their lives, their dad barely has time for them anymore. She's convinced Marissa is hiding something huge, and definitely isn't the boring interior decorator she pretends to be. Rebecca sets a vicious paint trap at the door of her room. When Marissa enters later to make peace, offering heartfelt words that she can't replace their real mom, but will always try her best for the family, she hands Rebecca a stunning necklace she says is very special. Rebecca accepts it reluctantly. As Marissa turns to leave, blue paint explodes all over her. Hurt and frustrated, she storms off to tell Wilbur. Just then the television blares breaking news. Time is speeding up dangerously, and the world could end soon. A chilling recorded message plays from a masked villain calling himself the Timekeeper, vowing he won't stop until everything is destroyed. In the background of the message, Marissa spots TikTok standing behind the Timekeeper and realizes the criminal has somehow escaped prison. While she stares in horror, Wilbur excitedly declares this would be perfect for his show, an interview with the Timekeeper himself. Far away, the villain orders TikTok to locate the one thing that can make him truly unstoppable, the Chronos Sapphire, the only gem capable of halting the Armageddon device. Moments later, one of TikTok's men pinpoints its location, inside the very necklace Marissa gave Rebecca. The next morning, an urgent OSS alert pings Marissa's phone. Bring the gemstone to headquarters immediately. She rushes to Rebecca's room to retrieve the necklace, but Rebecca, still angry, refuses at first before finally handing over the empty case. Marissa, unaware of the switch, tells Argonaut to watch the kids and races out. Rebecca smirks, revealing she kept the real necklace. Marissa's about to get a nasty surprise. At OSS, Danger opens the case only to have baby food splash across his face. Marissa instantly knows Rebecca swapped it. She promises to go home and get the real stone, but Danger redirects her. Track down TikTok instead. He'll lead them straight to the Timekeeper. At that exact moment, TikTok's armed men surround the family home and prepare to blow it apart. Inside, Rebecca and Cecil receive a sudden emergency alert directing them to the panic room. Confused, they watch the television scan their faces. A hidden panel opens in the floor. Argonaut leaps in first and the terrified kids follow. The entrance seals shut, transporting them to a fortified underground safe room. Screens flicker on, and Marissa's recorded face appears. In a calm but urgent voice, she confesses the truth. She's a spy. Argonaut isn't a normal dog. He's a highly advanced robot. The kids stare in stunned silence as the mechanical dog speaks for the first time, confirming every word. With invaders closing in on the panic room, Marissa's message continues. Strap into the jet-powered ejection seats and escape to OSS headquarters. The kids obey, rocketing out of the house in blazing chairs while Argonaut rides with Cecil. TikTok's men pursue in high-speed vehicles. The insane velocity makes Cecil violently ill. Argonaut calmly hands him sick bags. In a moment of desperate ingenuity, Cecil hurls the bags out, knocking pursuers off course one by one until the skies are clear. Argonaut contacts Marissa. The children are safely en route. She instructs him to protect them at all costs and calls ahead for someone to meet them. Soon the kids touch down at OSS headquarters where a familiar face greets them. Carmen Cortez, the legendary former spy kid, who reveals she's Marissa's niece. She leads them inside, shocked that her aunt never told her new family the truth about her past. Carmen explains that the Spy Kids division once existed for children who could accomplish missions adults couldn't. Though the program was shut down, she dreams of reviving it someday. Carmen shows the twins the old Spy Kids wing, filled with incredible gadgets and memories. She lets them each pick one item, though she warns she won't activate them yet. They watch an old training tape of young Carmen and her brother Uni. When the kids kids ask about him, Carmen brushes it off. She tells them to stay put while she joins the hunt for the Timekeeper. Meanwhile, Marissa infiltrates TikTok's lair with her baby in tow. She suits up and sneaks inside, overhearing plans to stop time permanently. TikTok spots her and unleashes his men, but Marissa dismantles them in a ferocious display of skill before he slips away. Back at headquarters, Rebecca convinces Cecil they should go catch the villain themselves. Ignoring Argonaut's protests, they grab gadgets and sneak out. Guards try to stop them, but Argonaut triggers traps to cover their escape. They reach a teleportation room and decode a series of anagrams left by the Timekeeper, pinpointing his hideout, an ordinary-looking watch repair shop. The kids teleport directly to the shop. Another anagram puzzle unlocks a secret elevator, plunging them underground to a massive, wildly spinning clock. Rebecca spots a tiny door behind the giant hands and leaps across. Cecil tries to follow but gets snagged by the moving clock hand, hurled violently toward the door. They enter a hidden chamber and discover a computer displaying a boy frozen in time, connected to the Armageddon device. Rebecca realizes with horror that the necklace around her neck is the key to stopping it, and the reason their home was attacked. Before they can flee, TikTok appears and freezes them in place, dragging them before the Timekeeper. The villain demands the necklace, but Rebecca refuses. At that moment, Marissa storms in with Carmen. She orders Carmen to remotely activate the kids' gadgets. Suddenly powered up, Rebecca and Cecil leap into battle, fighting off henchmen in an explosive display of newfound courage and spy tech. If you suddenly discovered your entire family was secretly fighting to save the world from a madman obsessed with time, what would you do in that moment? Drop your answer in the comments below. I'm reading every single one. Wilbur, following his new spy tracking gadget, unwittingly stumbles into the lair through a dumpster entrance. He witnesses the chaos but can't spot his wife and kids from his vantage point. His cameraman captures explosive footage before they slip away. TikTok manages to snatch Rebecca's necklace in the melee. Marissa, Carmen, and the kids escape to a quiet park where the twins apologize for running off alone. Rebecca admits she should have trusted Marissa with the gemstone sooner. Marissa praises their bravery and sends them back to headquarters with Carmen while she handles one last loose end. Wilbur reviews the footage in his office and is devastated to see Marissa and the kids in the middle of the fight. When his boss wants to air the explosive video, Wilbur deliberately damages the tape to protect his family's secret, costing him his job. Marissa arrives to explain, but Wilbur, hurt by years of lies, drives away in silence. At OSS, Danger brings Uni out of retirement, angering Carmen, who tosses his badge in the trash. The kids are ordered to stay behind, but they soon realize Danger's full name is an anagram for Armageddon, and his watch is far from ordinary. He reveals himself as the Timekeeper, destroys the security, and warns them to stay locked inside while he leaves to finish his plan. The terrified twins contact Marissa, but she dismisses the call as a prank and walks straight into the trap with Carmen and Uni. Inside, they face the Armageddon device, only to discover it's a hologram. The Timekeeper unmasks himself as Danger, explaining the real machine waits at OSS headquarters. He activates a freeze transmitter that locks every badge-wearing agent in time. Uni, somehow unaffected, realizes the freeze targets badges only. He urgently contacts the kids. They are now the last hope. Activating them officially as spy kids, he urges them to work together. Rebecca and Cecil blast through the door in Argonaut's attack mode, race to the old Spy Kids division, grab suits and gadgets, including one tiny outfit for their baby sister, now dubbed Spy Baby, and charge into battle against the Timekeeper's forces. TikTok captures them briefly, demanding their gadgets, but Argonaut secretly calls Wilbur for help. When the villain confronts the kids with the Chronos Sapphire, Rebecca steals his watch and demands answers. In a raw, emotional confession, the Timekeeper reveals his true motive. As a child, he became trapped inside the Armageddon prototype while his scientist father tried desperately to free him. He watched his father die, and the OSS later developed the Sapphire as the solution, too late to save anyone. Obsessed with returning to the past to spend time with his dad or rewrite the tragedy, he built multiple versions of himself, explaining why TikTok and the henchmen all resemble him. Cecil warns that changing the past is impossible. Every attempt only multiplies versions of himself. A portal opens. Marissa, Carmen, and Uni arrive just as the Timekeeper freezes everyone except the badgeless kids, who still hold his watch and the stolen sapphire. The twins sprint toward the real Armageddon device with TikTok in hot pursuit. They briefly shake him off, but he snatches the necklace right before Rebecca can use it. The Timekeeper steps through the portal and confronts his younger self and dying father. Emerging aged and broken, he admits the kids were right. He could never save his father. His dad's final words urged him to move forward instead of living in the past. In a moment of heartbreaking acceptance, he drops the sapphire onto the device, halting its catastrophic acceleration. All frozen agents are released. Marissa rushes to embrace her children in tearful relief. TikTok grabs the necklace again, vowing to keep trying endlessly. But Wilbur bursts in, cuffs him, and takes down the remaining henchmen in a surge of protective fury. The family reunites fully. Wilbur promises to make real time for his kids and forgives Marissa for the secrets. Carmen and Uni announce the Spy Kids program is officially returning, inviting Rebecca and Cecil to join. Argonaut arrives with Spy Baby, who suddenly stands and single-handedly stops TikTok's final escape attempt, delighting everyone. Days later, Rebecca and Cecil proudly step into into their new roles, beginning to recruit the next generation of young spies from around the world, ready for whatever threats come next. If this epic family spy adventure got your heart racing, smash that like button right now, subscribe to Great Animation Recaps so you never miss another mind-blowing movie breakdown, and hit the notification bell to be the first in line for every new upload. Drop a comment telling me your favorite gadget or moment from Spy Kids. All the time in the world, share this recap with your friends who love action-packed family fun, and let's keep the spy vibes going strong together. See you in the next one.